Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to all the attendees present. I hope you're healthy and safe in this pandemic. I welcome you all on behalf of OWASP Chandigarh team and our speakers. With the growing digitalization our country is moving towards, cybersecurity seems a very critical issue. Privacy over the internet seems a myth. The number of threats are increasing with each passing day. In this, cybersecurity is the need of the hour. The purpose of OWASP Chandigarh is to reach as many people as it can, to share the knowledge and our future endeavors to the young minds all across the country, irrespective of the background. This conference will be a milestone in your long and successful careers. Coming to our first speaker, Mr. Shankara Subramanian, or Thalaiva, as I got to know from most of the students over here. For those of you who do not know what Thalaiva means, it's the leader in Tamil, and rightfully so, because he's been leading the cybersecurity industry for about 15 years. He's the CEO and founder of Prompt Infotech and has helped various government agencies, including Tamil Nadu Police Department. So without further ado, I'd like to call Mr. Shankara Subramanian to deliver his speech.
Yep. Okay, hi. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad you all have joined. I hope my voice is audible and everything is perfect. Okay, great. Um, we have been doing a lot of sessions recently for spreading the awareness of cyber security, ethical hacking, and the main motto is to pull in a lot of crowd into this domain. People who are people who have passion towards this field, people who have very much aspiring to enter this field. We have been giving a lot of sessions like this to provide an awareness so that they'll know what to do, how to do, and when to start. And I'm happy that in spite of a Sunday afternoon, you guys have took an effort to join this. I'm thankful for that. Thank you, everyone. And to start with the session, we have like four different aspects which can be covered in today's session. One is we'll first look at what is cyber security and what is the cyber crimes which are occurring. And then we'll move on with different types of attacks which can happen. And then we'll go for different countermeasures that can be done to prevent all these attacks from happening. And we have so much of other things to see here. We'll start one by one. Probably we'll start with the cyber security thing, what we are going to see here. So let me. Yes, okay. Hope you're able to see my screen. Again, good afternoon to everyone. We'll start with this. So we'll first look about cyber security and cyber crimes. We have a lot of things happening with cyber security here and the cyber crimes here. And to be very specific with the cyber security. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so we'll start with cyber security and cyber crimes here. Cyber security, as you all know, it's like one of the common and most aspiring areas in today's world. Everything is being digitalized, and probably we should be concentrating more on cyber security here, on information security, data security, and a lot of other things. And since India has moved a lot of its projects into digital India, and digitalization has become one eminent part of what is being done here, cybersecurity and other aspects of security has to be considered. And when it comes to cyber crimes, I always wanted to discuss about the the dark web and the deep web. What is being discussed here? Why? Because we have a lot of things, we have a lot of cyber crimes which are occurring in the dark web and the deep web. So to give a basic idea of what this is, initially we had surface web. You have surface web, and surface web is what you see in internet. It's the normal thing, what you Google, the sites which are being accessed by you, that you call it as surface web. And the 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 bitter truth is you get only 2% of what is of the entire things which are present in the internet. So it is not that from Google whatever you get, that's Google is giving you all the answers. It is only 2% of what we see here from the total of internet. So that you call it a surface web. And then when you move to deep web, deep web is a place which cannot be indexed by the search engines, be it Google, be it Yahoo, Bing, whatever search engines. So these are restricted sites or sites which have authorization, which needs access to be provided. So you call it as deep web. And in order to access these deep web, yes, probably you should be having your own authorization methodologies. You should be authorized to enter into this site. And place where dark web, where all these illegal criminal activities are happening, starting from hacking an account. You want to hack someone's account, you have someone for that there. So hacking someone's account, or you speak about kidnapping someone, or you want to buy drugs, or you want to hire an assassin. What else? You get everything there. So it's a kind of place where you have all illegal things happening here. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Yes. So we have a lot of things with regards to that, and happening in dark web. So to give you a rough idea of what would be the costing in dark web, like you have you can buy online banking logins for a cost of around 35 USD. You can get it for that. In case you wanted to go for full card details, full credit card details. If you're looking for credit card details of someone, again, starting from $12 to $20, you get it from there. And you want to murder someone, you want to kill someone who didn't like, can hire someone for 5,000 USDs, 5,000 USDs from there. You want to buy AK-47, it starts from 1,500 USDs. So it goes we have a lot of things which can be purchased. And obviously, to access this dark web, you need to have a few configurations done with your browser. The most common browser which is used is the Onion router Tor, with which you can access. And if you ask me, is it good or bad to access dark web? It totally depends on what you're looking for, right? In case if you know what this place is, what this place is capable of, how things are working and how it is done, then you can go. But as a beginner, I wouldn't suggest or I wouldn't recommend anyone to go visit this dark web and end yourself in unwanted troubles, because it is a place where bad things happen, and probably your computer or your device from which you access this dark web might be affected by a ransomware or a talk. So you should be very careful about that. So cyber crimes, you should also know about cyber laws here, what cyber laws we have, what kind of laws we have, and how it is relevant to us, and how it is impacting us. Because the main problem with today is like whatever is happening. Wait 1 minute. Okay, whatever is happening with the learning of hacking. When it comes to learning of hacking, everybody wants to try something um, which is actually uh, which is actually curious enough for them. So they learn something and they are looking for a platform to try all these things. And you should be know a simple password bypass. If you bypass a password of a website, that can lead to minimum of 2 years of jail imprisonment. Or in case if you keep when it comes to women, when you keep sending friend request to anyone and they keep ignoring you, but still you keep on following them, stalking them, sending friend requests, sending them unwanted messages, that probably you can end up in jail for 1 year. And fake account, a fake request, fake accounts can pull up to 1 years of imprisonment. So you have a lot of sections here, a lot of cyber laws under which you can be punished. So you should be very careful of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and it is all based on that. Coming to the attacking methodologies and countermeasures, how to prevent this. A lot of attack which can happen is the most dominant or the most happening, most commonly occurred attack is DOS and DDoS attack, which is there. Next is man in the middle attack, MITM. Next you have phishing, is which is more common nowadays. You have drive by attack. You have cross-site scripting, SQL injection. You have a lot of other types of attacks. And during this COVID 2019, we have drive-by attack, which has occurred a lot. What do you mean by drive-by attack? Drive-by attack is where the attacker he finds a weak website. He finds a vulnerable website, right? And he injects his malicious code in the website. Now, what happens? Whoever visits this website will have the code executed, or you will have the software or the Trojan installed in your system. Anything can happen. So you call it as drive-by attack. So this is one common attack which is happening these days because internet usage has increased a lot, and with increase in internet usage, we also have a lot of people, newbies, who are entering into internet, who wants to explore the unexplored world of internet. So probably we have new people who have started using internet a lot, and they're not sure of what site to visit, what to do and what not to do. And not to say like we all download torrents. We know torrent websites are bad. Whenever you visit any torrent website, it is asking for it. You get a pop-up, you get a page redirection, you get a lot of things happening in torrent website, but still we download movies from torrent, right? That is the worst thing which happens. And attacking methodologies, when it comes to an attacking methodology, something like you start from Google, you start from search engines, or use a specific operating system, or use a hardware kit, use whatever you want. A website, an operating system, or a hardware kit can be one of the attacking methodologies by any of these attackers. And Google, yes, we have few things. Okay, let me go to Google. I hope you all are aware of Google Docs. I don't want to spend much time with Google Docs, but I'll just show you a small thing here. I've given CGI start. I'm looking for cameras like this, CGI start, and I get a lot of things here. Fine. Now what I do, I open this, and you get access to this a CCTV camera which is live, and the option here, it gives you permissions, it gives you privilege to access the CCTV camera. I'm trying to move it right. The CCTV camera is being accessed remotely by me from here, and this is being vulnerable. And imagine your CCTV camera which you have got in home. If someone is accessing the CCTV camera of your home like this, then probably you can say that device is vulnerable. Security is needed, that is okay. In order to achieve security, you are implementing security devices, that is okay. But you should also understand the security risk, what is going to happen. I'm installing a CCTV camera in my home for my own security, but you should also know what is the other side of installing a CCTV camera, how to secure this particular CCTV camera from being attacked or from being leaked out or stuff like that. Zoom in. Okay. Yes. Is it fine now? So accessing the CCTV like this, you can go for any CCTV cameras. An attacker can go for any CCTV cameras. You can also go for this particular tool called Angry IP Scanner, which can which can scan vulnerable devices in your area. Say you wanted to find how many CCTV cameras are vulnerable in Mumbai, or how many devices are vulnerable in Mumbai. You can use this Angry IP Scanner. It's a very simple tool. Go for this tool. Here you you have a starting range here. I don't want to execute this. It might consume a lot of bandwidth. You have a starting range of IP address. You have an ending range of IP address here. So this tool is a very simple tool. It's as simple as that. So you have to give an IP range. So I'll give my public IP address here. My public IP address. Go to Google and type what is my public IP. You'll get your IP address. Give this IP address. Make the last one as 0, and give the same IP address here. Turn the last digit to 255. So you are scanning the entire range of public IP address in your area. So you will get devices like this. You will get a color coding of blue, green, and red. So what does this mean? Red, that is closed. Green, the device is open, and blue, it is filtered. Probably it might be behind a firewall. It can be like this. Fine. And when you copy this IP address and paste it in your browser, you will have an Apache server which is open. Apache, you will have not only servers, you will have a lot of devices which are vulnerable. You have a lot of CCTV cameras, you will have firewalls, you will have other servers used by corporates. You will have a lot of vulnerable devices which can be accessed with the help of a software. And a hardware kit, say for example, in case if you're looking for Wi-Fi, wireless. Everybody keeps asking this. How do you hack a Wi-Fi? What software do you have? When it comes to Wi-Fi, leave out all the traditional methods. Wi-Fi hacking, probably you can go with the hardware. You can go with the hardware kit. You can go for Wi-Fi Pineapple. This is what hackers will do. All the devices I explain here, or all the softwares what I show here, it's like a Swiss Army knife, which can be used for a good purpose, which can be used for a bad purpose. You want to use it for a good purpose, scan and check if your IP is present here, and in case if your device is being visible, then do necessary countermeasures to shut down your device or to make your device secure. Likewise, in case you want to do a pen testing for your own Wi-Fi wireless device which you have in your home or which you have in your office, you can use this device. So in order to use this, you always need to have an offensive knowledge of how this is being done. Fine. Ethical hacking is learning all these offensive strategies, not to use it for a bad purpose, but to use it on a good note and to secure our own devices and network infrastructure. So you have this excellent device called Wi-Fi Pineapple. Wi-Fi Pineapple, you have two versions in this. One is Nano, the small one. You have Nano, the small one. Then you have Tetra, which is the big one. Both are same. It depends on the range and what it can do, or what this device is capable of. This device is capable of cloning any Wi-Fi. I'll tell you what this does. I'll go to my notepad. Fine. Wi-Fi pineapple, it can do Wi-Fi phishing. Wi-Fi phishing. What do you mean by Wi-Fi phishing? Say you have a target Wi-Fi. You have a target Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi's name is okay. We'll keep it as CTS underscore Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi's name is CTS Wi-Fi, and you are not connected to this Wi-Fi, but you wanted to know what is the password of this Wi-Fi. Ultimately, any attacker would want to crack the password of this Wi-Fi, and when you go for soft test, it is going to be time consuming. There is a one disadvantage of going for soft test. Use any software, probably it is going to take some time to crack the password of this Wi-Fi. But when you use a device called Wi-Fi Pineapple, it performs an attack called Wi-Fi phishing, which can be which can happen in a very short time, and you can achieve your objective. So what this device does? Point number one, it will clone the access point. You clone the Wi-Fi. So we'll have one Wi-Fi created. This is as CPS Wi-Fi, and this is a fake access point. This is a fake Wi-Fi which we have created. So the attacker looks at the SSID of this Wi-Fi device, and then what he does, he creates a clone Wi-Fi called CTS Wi-Fi. Now, second, he de-authenticates. All these things can be done. Okay, all these things can be done with the help of this device, and you don't have to program. It's all very simple. You have a very good management console. It is graphical, and it is not in command line, so it is very easy to use. De-authenticate all the users. De-authenticate all the users. Say, for example, you have 100 people connected to the actual Wi-Fi of CTS. It's a company. You have 100 users here. They are connected to this. Now, what we have done, we have created a fake Wi-Fi. Perfect. Now you are going to de-authenticate all the users. What do you mean by de-authenticate? All these 100 users will be disconnected. Will be disconnected from CTS Wi-Fi. So when my Wi-Fi here gets disconnected, what will happen? Again, my computer will try to reconnect. Will search for the Wi-Fi again. Now, when the computer, all these 100 computers, when they try to reconnect, previously they had only one Wi-Fi called CTS Wi-Fi. Now, when they are trying to reconnect, they will see two Wi-Fi's named CTS Wi-Fi and our fake Wi-Fi called CTS Wi-Fi. So they will have two Wi-Fi's. What is the difference between these two Wi-Fi's? Yes, this is genuine and this is fake. That is okay. But this is with password, and it is free. It is not secure. It is not with the password. Right? So 100 computers trying to search for a Wi-Fi connection. You have two Wi-Fi's here. Now this is with password. This is without password. Obviously, the connections will come to without password because the SSID is the same. So they find it more easy. They'll get connected to our CTS Wi-Fi. Now what happened? You have all the 100 users, regardless of what security protocols this Wi-Fi is using. It will take less than 5 to 10 minutes to perform this, to grab information and to get the password. Right? This can work a lot. Hardware devices we have a lot of devices in the market with regards to hardware. You have so many devices which can perform excellent functionalities with regards to pen testing, or when it comes to auditing. You can use these devices to check the security of the devices what you use for wireless, for networks, for any kind of testing whatever you wanted to conduct, or auditing whatever you want to conduct. Hardware devices have started playing a very solid role. When it comes to forensics, yes, we also have a lot of interesting hardware devices which have a very crucial function of data recovery, or you can perform incident analysis. You can perform a lot of things with hardware devices. So as I've already told, attacking methodologies can happen with a website like Google, or you have n number of websites for this, or you can go for an operating system like this. Operating system like you can use Kali Linux, you can use Parrot, I'll tell you what operating systems you should use, and you can also you go for hardware kit. And probably hardware kit is going to be costly, but in case if you are going to use it for a professional purpose, this will be of a best investment what you can make. When it comes to operating system, the question is what kind of operating systems can be used. Yes, for when it comes to beginners, when you want to learn about ethical hacking, or you wanted to start with basics of pen testing, you can go with Kali next, and you have Parrot Os. Parrot Os is mainly with wireless and radio frequencies. You wanted to do anything which is related to wireless and radio frequencies, Parrot Os is the one. That is why the logo parrot, which keeps flying. So anything which is airborne, anything anything which is related to wireless or radio frequencies, which is in air, you can go for Parrot Os. You can go for Black Arc for pen testing. Black Arc can be used for pen testing. I think it's like 30 GB, the OS itself, but it is a very complex OS. It has all inbuilt tools. And when it comes to forensics, you can go for SIFT, you can go for DEFT. You have a lot of operating systems for forensics. So the operating system, what you're going to choose should be based on the purpose. It is not that you look at a fancy operating system and you immediately jump into this. No, you cannot do that. And another interesting operating system which can be used for OS, open source intelligence analysis, the operating system which you can be used is Uskadar. You can use this operating system. Again, this operating system is used for investigation purpose, and also this can be used for information gathering and analysis. You have a lot of inbuilt tools for this. You can use this operating system. So the operating system should be dependent on your purpose. What is your objective? What you are going to do? Again, I'm telling, not because the operating system looks fancy, you are going to choose that particular operating system. Not that. You have to choose. You need to have a purpose and then choose operating system based on that. This is in detail. This is in depth. So it all depends on how you're going to choose and what you're going to do. Right? And later, when it comes to websites, okay, we'll go for live. I will go to my Chrome. Give me 1 second. When it comes to website, search engine, yes, we all know Google as a search engine. That is good. But if you ask me, do we have a search engine for cyber security? Do we have any search engines for cyber security? Yes, you can go for spice.com. This particular website, it's a cybersecurity search engine. You want to access any technical information about this site, about any site, the target which you give, yes, you can enter it here and you can access it. This is one useful information for this. This you can use it when you get a malicious email, or when you get a malicious when you're trying to visit a website and you wanted to gather information about that website. You wanted to see if it is good or bad. Is it a bad website hosted by an attacker, or is it a genuine website? Obviously, you can go for sites like this. And another one best site what you can go for is, you can go for urlscan.io. urlscan.io. This gives you in detail. urlscan.io can give you in-depth knowledge of any website. As you all know, college websites and government websites will be weak. Not government website recently have started upgrading, but college website from starting till now, they don't spend or they don't allocate financial resources for security. They don't mind. We go to a college. This is a college from nvu.co.in. It's a college from Rajasthan. Go for public scan. This is going to scan here like this. Fine. It is going to perform a lot of scans and it is going to give you results. Results of what? Results of any technical things which might be important for an attacker, which might be crucial in the stage of information gathering. So you can have a lot of things which you can find it from this. Give me 1 second, let it load. Okay, so now we have got the result here. So we have something like the submitted URL is this. Great. And summary. The website contacted 7 IPs in 2 countries across 6 domains. Perfect. And main IP. Okay. And see here the detected technologies. It's as simple as this. They are using WordPress, PHP, MySQL, Google Maps, Windows Server, Apache. So you get an overview of what they are using. And in case you can try this for your own site, and you don't want these details to be out, probably you can try hiding these details. You have a lot of options with which you can try to hide these details. You have HTTP. I'll go for this. And in HTTP, you get all the links here, whatever is possible, and with a response code. Manually doing this will be tough. Manually, when you try to do this, it will be time consuming. But websites like this, you have many automated tools. As I told you, you have websites, you have softwares, and you have hardware kits. It is up to the attacker to check whatever he wants. So they have WP content. Okay, you can try accessing that. We'll see if it is secure or not. Then you have links, whatever links they have. See, this is a bug. It's like IP address disclosure. It can be an internal IP address or a IP address used by the internal server, which is being exposed in the URL. They have a lot of URLs like this, right? And behavior indicators and cross-site scripting, DOM-based cross-site scripting. You can check if there is any DOM-based present here. Yes, we have. So see, as an attacker, we are trying to enumerate some information. An attacker does this. And how effectively you can use this site. You can use this site for scanning your own website or your company's website. In case if you find anything vulnerable, you can report it to the company. Please don't exploit it. We are not here to exploit. We are here to stop the exploitations which can happen. So for that, we need to perform the audit by ourselves and check if it is good or bad. In case if it is bad, we have to come forward and act responsibly by reporting the particular bug to them. Yes, and okay, let me go to my notepad. You also have this user behavior analytics. User behavior analytics is where you find something, you wanted to find anything interesting about a user. This can be used for forensics again, for understanding the victim, understanding the accused, or understanding an attacker. Say for example, you have a Facebook account. If I give you a Facebook account, right? The Facebook account is Shankara Subramanian, right? And ask you to investigate about this account. If I tell you, okay, guys, okay, if I ask you to try to find out something about this account, try to find out the characteristics or try to find out the behavior of this particular person called Shankara Subramanian. And if he is in Facebook, and with his Facebook account activities, try to find something. Probably you should be spending a lot of hours together. It will take 5 hours. It can take 6 hours. It can take a lot of hours to study this account and to see what he has liked, when he has liked, what he has done, what is his when he has posted, what is his timing when he comes to Facebook, when he leaves Facebook. It is very tough. Yes. or on what particular days does he bring up with a post, or he posts something in Facebook. Right? This is going to be very tough, but we have Facebook Forensics Toolkit. Facebook Forensics Toolkit is one excellent tool which can access user behavior analytics. Right? I just have to give the username and few details, not the username password, just the username or the URL of the profile. And Facebook Forensics Toolkit, it is going to give me a lot of interesting details about this profile. Right? Say, for example, it can give me how many days, or how many hours does he spend in Facebook for posting or watching videos. It can tell me what is my privilege with regards to murder. Do I like murder? Am I supporting murder or any political party? You can say, right? Do I support this political party, or do I my video preference or my other preferences? Anything suggest like I'm posting against this or I'm supporting this? What is my view? It can give a lot of interesting details like this. Fine, in one shot, you can generate it as a report just to find out the user behavior analytics. How is this user? You can, obviously it is used for a good purpose, and in forensics, I don't think this is free, but let me show you this. Give me 1 second. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'll do that. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I hope this is good. Okay, we'll go for Facebook Forensics Toolkit. Facebook Forensics Toolkit is something which probably for cyber law enforcement agencies like cybercrime and others, they'll get it. You have the authorization to use this tool, or others for private usage, for individual usage, you have few restrictions with regards to forensics tools. So we have to be careful about getting this tool and using this tool. You need to have a license for few of the tools, not for everything, but for few tools, yes, you need to have license. Right? So that is with the attacking attackers and the attacking methodologies what can be used. We have a lot of attacking methodologies when it comes to wireless, when it comes to network, websites, web applications, servers. We have different attacking methodologies which can be used by an attacker. And when you wanted to enter this field, when you wanted to make a successful career in this field, it is always good to know all these attacking methodologies, and don't use it for a bad purpose, but learn this technically and understand what is happening in the background, and then you can take it further. And coming to the do's and don'ts, what you can do, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Don't do any kind of testing which can slow down the server. When it comes to don'ts, don't delete. You cannot delete, you cannot edit, or you cannot change, modify whatever it is. Fine. Data in a server during testing. Don't slow down the server performance. You cannot do that. And you can restrict yourself with bypassing techniques, mainly with authentication. Don't do that. and you have lots of don'ts which you should be doing. You should have prior permission. Say when you're going for pen testing, you should you should know what you're doing. You should know what is in scope and what is out of scope. Cyber security, again, it's a very excellent field, but it's like walking on a knife. One wrong move and you can end up somewhere which will be very bad. So you should know what you're doing, how you're doing, and are you doing with the proper permission or something like that, which will be very good. Do's, yes, you can perform a normal scan. A normal scan which is not going to bother a server. You can gather information. Information gathering is perfectly fine. Information gathering about websites, that is okay. Scanning is fine, but scanning, don't do any scans which can raise a lot of traffic. No scans for anything which can raise a lot of traffic, that will be very bad when it comes to scan. Or otherwise, a normal scan with Nmap, that is okay. You're just checking what is happening. In case if you want to go for you don't want to take the trouble of scanning the entire internet, go for Shodan, shodan.io. This particular website can give you all vulnerable devices which are online with regards to servers or any products, anything which is online, which is connected with the internet. You also get devices which are communicating with satellites, which are vulnerable. We also get that in Shodan. So we have so much of things happening around us. The problem is you have to find the right path. Again, the problem is you have abundant information in front of you. You have so much of information in front of you. See, 20 years back, in case you wanted to seek for any information, you wanted to find any information, you will have to go seek for information. That is going to be very tough. But today, lying in your bed, you open your mobile, go to Google, type something, the information comes handy. That is an advantage. But again, people don't value information what is being offered. Say, for example, during a class lecture, you might not be listening to the lecture. Why? Because you will always have a backup of Google and internet. So you might think I will watch a video, I will do something, I'll learn it after that. So we have so much of information. All you have to do is narrow down. You have to streamline. You have to follow a proper guideline. You have to frame what you're going to learn and then start learning. It will be good. Right? And the last, career opportunities. I've been telling this for a lot of people. Career opportunities with cyber security. You have so much of openings for both men and women. We have a lot of openings for this. But we don't have skilled professionals in India. It doesn't mean that I'm hurting someone, not that. They have the passion. Students have the passion to enter into this field, but the percentage of people who are cracking the interview is very less when it comes to cyber security. So they say, no, it is only for experience. No, it is not that. You have so much of openings for freshers, which is happening. I personally have seen a lot of freshers who are placed in a very good company and doing a wonderful job with cyber security. For that, you need a base technical knowledge. Base technical knowledge is needed, and this technical knowledge comes with understanding networks, understanding servers, understanding programming languages, few of the programming languages, understanding about different operating systems, and then going for ethical hacking, right? And you also have to understand we have programmers in this field and we have non-programmers in this field. So people who are not into programming, who say, I looking at a source code, I feel like my head is spinning. I don't understand even a word of programming. And will this cybersecurity field fit me? Yes, it's very obvious it is going to fit you. We have non-programmer modules wherein you will have a lot of things for non-programmers. You can go for networks, you can go for servers, configuration, server-side security, network security, infrastructure security, which deals with a lot of things, which involves less of programming. You don't have to be a developer for this. You can, in case if you are able to get a code from others, what they have developed, and if you are able to run that, then probably that is more than enough, right? So I think that's it. And I hope I didn't waste your time. Thanks for all your time and patience. Um, we are always trying to give our best. I'm from my side. I wanted to create a community. I wanted to create a mutually beneficial community in India, which keeps growing and which keeps sharing information, so that globally, when someone is looking back at India, they'll feel happy. They'll feel okay for cyber security and information security. These guys are the best. We have to be in a place like that. We have to get a name like that. That is why I in the beginning I told you I wanted a lot of youngsters to come into this field. I wanted a lot of people to make a career in this field. Leave Facebook, Instagram hacking. I know most of the students, out of curiosity, they search information for hacking Facebook account, Instagram account. That is there. That is a part of that. But when you look only for that, then you cannot make it as a career. So I'm trying from my side and from communities like OWASP Chandigarh, we are trying to bring in, we are trying to educate, we are trying to provide awareness about this field. We are trying to show something interesting so that you guys will get interested in this domain and you will make a career out of it. So together as a club community, we can create a society who are rich in cyber security and information security knowledge, who are knowledgeable in this field and other fields which are related to this. So it will be mutually beneficial for everyone. And as a country, yes, we can feel proud of having so many people from this domain. Yes. And again, I thank you once again for all your love and support. I you can contact me anytime you want. You guys are doing that. I reply to all the messages in Instagram and LinkedIn. Sometimes when I'm busy, it will take one day, but for sure, I've never left any message without replying. So I've replied to all the messages, all the doubts, and I hope I'm clearing all your doubts. And future, we have also planned to do something like in case if anyone is asking for a doubt which is too much of technicality, which involves in too much of technicalities, we have created a team which can provide remote support to all you guys, whoever is facing any problem with an operating system or with scanning or whatever you do with regards to technical knowledge with regards to cyber security. Yes, you can contact us. I would be glad to help. I'd be glad to help you with any information or troubleshooting. That is the main reason I'm in social media. I feel when you're in social media, you are responsible for interacting with others. It is not that you post something and you get 2000 likes and you are happy, but when you receive a message, you don't reply to anyone and make them sad. I don't believe that. When you're in social media, I feel we should be responsible for responding to all the messages, whatever we get. And again, thanks for all your love and support. I hope we'll meet in some other time, just like this. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sir. I'll be asking you some questions about some queries students had. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So first of all, it was a very informative lecture. Thank you for it. We have the first question over here. So how does the Wi-Fi pineapple de-authenticate everyone? It is by Vijay Bhosle.
Yeah, that is one feature of Wi-Fi pineapple.
Okay. The second question is, isn't it illegal to even watch CCTV, even if it's available on the internet?
Are you asking, is it a crime?
Yeah, he's asking, isn't it illegal?
I'm not hacking into a particular CCTV camera by using any software. I'm accessing Google. I'm giving few keywords and I'm getting some results. And if someone wants to blame someone, then Google is to be blamed, not me. I'm just looking at Google results.
The third question is Parag Nagarecha. So please tell us about something about cross-site scripting.
Cross-site scripting is where when we include JavaScript into a website. Say, suppose you have a username and password field where you have to give your username and password, and in that field, if you don't give your username password, instead give a JavaScript there, and it gets executed. Then it means the server is vulnerable. So that will happen with the website. So if that happens, then we can say it is vulnerable to cross-site.
Okay. Go ahead.
Most of the students, out of curiosity, they search information. Okay. Is it okay now?
So the fifth question is, after 12th, what other courses can we take to shine in cybersecurity?
You can take any course which is related to computers. Anything which is related to computers will be good. Don't bother about all these marketing strategies of colleges. They call it as BSc Computer Science, BSc IT, BE IT, BTech IT. Ultimately, it's all the same. Just look at whether it's a 3 degrees course or a 4 degrees, and like 4 years course. That's going to help you. Anything which is related to computers.
Okay. The sixth question is, can you please share this notepad file after this live session?
Yes,
like
yes, I will. I can do that.
Lecture.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, my background is not working, or else I would have drawn and shown you all the details. I don't know what happened. It is not working. Sorry about that.
Coming to our seventh question, how to decode hashes by Likhit?
Decode hashes. For a normal template hashes, yes, it can be decoded with softwares. But when it comes to hashing, when it comes to sorting process, wherein you use your own algorithm in between the regular hashes, it's going to be time consuming. For the person who has asked this question, learn about decoders, which is decoder, a device called decoder, which is used in NSA, US. Probably you will get a lot of idea about decoding hashes.
Coming to our next question, what is red team and blue team?
Okay, red team and blue team, it's like companies now, they have started dividing their teams into offensive and defensive. That's the main difference, offensive and defensive. Defensive will be blue team, the person who is going to defend. Say trainings like CCNA or Microsoft related trainings, the basic training, you will learn how to defend your network, right? How to defend in case of any attack, how to defend your network. So these guys will never learn about anything offensive. In normal trainings, you learn only about all the defensive methodologies, what you have to do to protect your server, how you have to protect your server. So you call them as blue team. Red team on the other side, it is going to be on the offensive part. They'll try to attack. So this company ABC is going to come up with a product. This product is a software. Now what red team will do? Red team will try to attack this product, and blue team, they'll try to protect this product. So one team will be, it's like testing this product. The other team, in case if they come up with any bugs, they'll try to remove that. They'll try to patch that.
Okay. Sir, tell us something about browser security.
You want to know about the browser security? You want to keep your browser secure first. The first and foremost thing which you have to do is use a operating system which is, use a original operating system. Don't go for pirated operating system that is really bad. You cannot do that. If it is a pirated operating system, and even if you keep your browser updated, there is no use in that. It can lead to a lot of different types of attacks. So your operating system has to be genuine, and then probably you can stop visiting unwanted sites, keep an ad blocker, or use a VPN for encrypting your traffic. Probably that should be enough. You can also keep your browser as like without updating, but when you start visiting all bad sites, or when you start visiting sites for downloading any softwares related to hacking or anything which is free of cost, then your browser is at risk and your computer is at risk.
Coming to the next question by Jubin. Sir, can you suggest a roadmap for beginners in this domain? We have the passion but don't know where to start.
Yes. Okay, first you have to start with networking. Networking is the first thing which you have to start. In networking, you should start with a certification called CCNA, which is into routing and switching. So the first thing you will be learning about is not how to hack. You will first know what is an IP address, what is a router, what is my Wi-Fi device, and how a LAN is created, how I can connect 10 computers, how I can create a LAN. So that is the first thing which you'll learn. Then you'll learn about servers, say MCSA, that is Microsoft certification. You'll be learning about how to control, say I have 500 computers, and how can I control all these 500 computers with the help of a server. That is what you'll learn. So knowledge of networks is first, then you'll go for servers. Then you can start with programming knowledges, like you can start with HTML, or you can go for Java, then you can go for Python. In case if you're interested in programming, know in detail. If you're not interested in programming, just know the basics of this so that you'll get an idea of what programming is. And servers, apart from Microsoft servers, you have SQL Server, learn something about cloud, and you have a lot of Linux servers, which in case if you're interested, you can learn. So first is network, second one is servers, then you can go for programming knowledges, and then go for operating systems like Linux or Unix. Learn basic commands about Linux or Unix, and how to work with Linux operating system, and then go for hacking. You will understand what you're learning, or else it will be like a YouTube video. You will watch a YouTube video and you will replicate what exactly is being done in the YouTube video without understanding what is happening in the background. That is not going to help. You should know what is happening in the background. You should realize what is the importance of this. If I don't get the output, what I should do with this software or this tool to do something, change the settings, and then get the output. For this, you need a basic understanding of what is happening behind the screen. What is the technical functionalities working behind the software. So for this, all the knowledges, whatever I told, you need that.
Coming to a last question. Can you tell us something about bug bounties? How to get started in that?
Okay. Bug bounty is it's a very interesting field. You find any bug with any of these website or web applications or anything else, you can report it directly to them. You have very good platforms for that. Every big company they have their own bug bounty programs running. Facebook have their own, Google, Microsoft. Every company has bug bounty programs. You are helping the company. Means Microsoft is telling, you find a bug with any of my product, please don't exploit it, or don't share it with others in internet and make the bug to be more worse. Instead, share it to us, share it to Microsoft. Microsoft will review the bug. In case if it is a valid bug, then I'll give you a bounty. I'll give you a swag. I'll add you to my Hall of Fame. I can do whatever I want. Fine. I'm doing this in return for the bug which you have submitted. As a token of my appreciation, I'm doing this. Right. So all the companies have bounties, like bounty programs like this. We also have websites. Say how we have Naukri Monster for helping out in jobs. Like that, we have many bug bounty sites, platforms like HackerOne. You have Bugcrowd, who have many programs, programs of many companies in them. You can go work in those programs. Again, before going that, you have to see what you have to do and what you don't have to do. They have in scope and out of scope, a lot of things, do's and don'ts. Based on that, you can choose any program, go choose any company and find if there is any fault in that. And even for bug bounty, don't learn it as a technique. start from the basic, understand the technical knowledge of anything. Say, for example, if you are good at SQL Server, you have experience or you have some knowledge of SQL servers. You have spent a lot of time with SQL servers. Then for you, hunting bugs related to SQL will be very simple. So the base is to understand the technology so that you will be an expert in that field. You will know the plus and minus, A to Z. You'll understand all the concepts. And when you look at other servers, you will be able to identify the flaw, and that flaw is called a bug. And when you find a flaw or when you find a bug in any of the websites, probably you can report it to them. You call it as bug bounty. So to get started, yes, make yourself comfortable with any of the technology first. You should have your area of interest. If you ask someone what is your area of interest, or for a guy who has completed BE computer science, if you ask him what is your area of interest, he'll say he knows Java, he knows this. What does it mean? It means I'm free as an interviewer. I'm free to ask any question from his area of interest. And if he doesn't answer, it gives a very bad impression. So you should have your area of interest. Yes, we have so many things in front of us, but my area of interest is this. I choose this. So you need to have something like that. That will be good. And based on your area of interest, you can start hunting for bugs. It will be easy for you.
Again, so here we end our Q&A round. It was a very informative lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Only if we had a book for it. Let's give it up for Mr. Shankara Subramanian.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming to our second speaker of the session, Ms. Chloe Mesidagi. She's an ethical hacker advocate, keynote speaker, podcaster, and she encourages young women to enter the cybersecurity industry. Let's give it up for Ms. Chloe. Podcaster, and she encourages young women to
Hi everyone, my name is Chloe Mesidagi, and today I'm going to talk to you about burnout. So let's dive into it. So hold on one second while I share my slides. Okay, I hope you all can see my slides. Let's get going. All right, welcome to Burnout. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Chloe Mesidagi. I'm the VP of Strategy over at Point3 Security. And when I'm not that, I'm an ethical hacker advocate. And if you're wondering what is an ethical hacker advocate, basically I look around our community, listen to what people say in the community of what are things that can positively change our community in a good way or in a positive way. If that means bringing in better diversity and inclusion, that means doing so, or making sure that we get rights. And maybe it's time to relook over legislation that is out already. Anyway, when I'm not doing that, I'm also the president and co-founder of WOSAC, which is Women of Security. We have chapters all over the world, which helps empower and support women all around the world. And yes, I'm also the co-founder. When I'm not that, I'm also the founder of We Are Hackers, formerly known as Women Hackers. And basically, we are a private online community of basically those are underrepresented genders who hack at all levels. And last but not least, I'm also the Hacker Book Club organizer. So basically we read a new book every month, and it's usually written by a hacker in the community, or it's about the hacker community. And so those that do write the book or mention the book, they do join our weekly sessions, which are on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And it's open to everyone to join. I also, and last but not least, am a podcaster for ITSP Magazine's The Uncommon Journey with Phil Wiley and Alyssa Miller. And if you see at the very below, that is my website. If you want to find out where I'm speaking next or anything, if you want to find out anything about me, it is probably on that website. And yes, you can feel free to DM me at any time on Twitter or Instagram. My DMs are always open. So let's dive into our talk. What I want you to do is picture that you are driving. Now, you're feeling very overwhelmed, and for some reason, you think to yourself when you're about to merge into another lane, should I even look in my mirror? By not looking in the side mirror, meaning I might get in a car accident. That means I don't have to do that project, or better yet, I don't have to go to work, or I get excused, I get some time off, I get a break from this trappedness that I feel. Or perhaps you've had this situation where it used to take you like a few minutes to respond to an email. Now it takes you 10 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe many hours to respond to a quick email. And next thing you know, your inbox is just flooded. And you feel overwhelmed because you just are struggling to really respond to even one email, or it's just taking a really long time. Or say, for example, you have your friends and family are reaching out, but you always, don't pick up your phone. You might also not respond to their text messages. These are usually signs of people that are feeling overwhelmed. And when you're talking to a friend or a family member or a colleague that you're close to or whatnot, it seems like a task. And it's overwhelming for you because now calling this person back or texting this person back is a task. And you already feel flooded as it is with whatever priorities that you're working on. Or perhaps you're in this state of emotion where you can suddenly get sad or suddenly get angry. And you just feel like this really weird sensation where you feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel empty perhaps. You just feel so overwhelmed, and that like your emotions are a little bit harder to control than how it used to be in the past, where you feel a little bit off balance. Or say, for example, you are procrastinating. I mean, we all procrastinate at some point in our life, but there's also procrastinating where you don't do the work until very, very last minute because you don't have time to do it anytime before, or you drag in your feet to do it in the first place. Or sometimes it could be even worse than that, in a sense that like you push dates, or you're like, oh, well, I could get an extension on this, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Perhaps you're one of those people right now that no matter how many hours of sleep, it just doesn't feel like enough. You can sleep for 9-10 hours, but just you feel so tired all the time. You might be finding yourself grabbing more alcohol or caffeine to try to get you more in a perky state, or just to feel like you're going back into some sort of weird balance. And let's be real, sometimes we get to a point where we're like, I just can't do it. I just can't do this assignment. I can't get this task done. Like, I know the clock is ticking. I just don't have the time or energy. I'd rather go on Reddit or Twitter or something like that. Like, I need a distraction. Basically what it is, all those scenarios are symptoms of burnout. Burnout is this feeling like as if you are a device and your battery's on red, and it's been on red for quite some time, and you haven't had a time to recharge your battery. So we're going to dive into that, but I first want to let you know that I am not a therapist. I want this really important for you to know. But I do recommend everyone go see a doctor if you have felt any of that, like this lethargy, exhaustion or whatnot. I really do recommend you seeing your doctor and getting your vitals checked. There was one time that I felt really low in energy, and I just kind of felt like something was off. So I went to go to my doctor and I asked for them to give me an iron, like check out my iron, and my iron levels were pretty low. So in return, because I had low iron levels, I also felt really lethargic, tired, and all those type of symptoms that you would get from burnout. So it's really important for you to also make sure that your vitals are all in check. I know that many of us are vitamin D deficient because we're always on our computer and, you know, inside these days. So really get checked out on your vitals is really important too, just to make sure that there's nothing else wrong. But overall, what is burnout? So burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by an excessive prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. Now, I want you to be very, well, let's just put it this way. I want you to know the difference between stress and burnout. Stress is like, oh, if I take a bubble bath, I'm going to feel better. Or like, oh, if I have a glass of wine, I'm going to feel better. Or a beer, if that's your preference. I'm not judging. But I'm a wine drinker, so I totally judge. But the other possibility here is that when you are burned out, it's no matter how many bubble baths you take or the amount of alcohol you consume, it remains unchanged. In other words, like you really feel depleted, like your energy is completely gone. You got nothing else to give, it feels like. So there's one way how to test whether or not you have burnout. This quiz is really, I really like this quiz, but I should give you a warning though, that quiz only works if you already don't like your job and you don't like the work that you do. I found that those that actually enjoy their job and the work that they do and their profession and all that, it's not going to be as reliable. And so just take this in as a grain of salt, this quiz, but please note that I'm going to go through how you really know whether or not you have burnout, and then you can decide whether or not you need to seek therapy or if you need to seek a doctor. If anything, just always go to a doctor anyway, because if they recommend that, hey, your body is totally fine and safe, I think you might need to see a therapist. That might be a good thing to do. So let's first go into how to prevent a burnout, and then we'll go into what to do when you're dealing with a burnout. Now, the thing to note is that all these preventative methods you can completely use if you're already burned out too. So usually when they say, oh, how to prevent burnout, you can get some exercise, you can eat a balanced diet, you can practice good sleep habits or ask for help. Well, it's great because I could go get exercise. It's a little bit hard though at this time. We have a pandemic and there's a lot of stuff out there. And also balanced diet, I can't really be picky and choosing what I eat because I can't go to the supermarket as often as I would like. And practicing good sleep habits. Have you ever tried sleeping in the middle of a pandemic? The anxiety is real. So it's understandable if you're feeling burned out and you've never experienced burnout, now you are. We had a burnout situation in InfoSec prior to COVID-19, but now with COVID-19, we have emotional burnout too, because it's the first time ever that we really have this ability where we can't predict anything that's happening in our life. We don't know what to expect the next day or the following day. And the emotional turmoil that we get every time we log into social media is overwhelming. And that is okay. It's okay to not be okay. But I want you to know that, yes, these are great ways how to prevent burnout. But I'm going to share some other things that you can do that are during this pandemic that are a little bit easier for you to handle. But the first thing you need to know about is self-awareness. You have to have self-awareness. If you don't know if you're feeling like something's off, you're never going to know whether or not you're burned out. So the most important thing is get in touch with yourself. If that means, just kind of be in a state of mind, if you're starting to notice like certain trends, like for example, it used to take you a few minutes to respond to an email, now it's taking you hours, days, and you dread it. Or you get text messages and you don't respond as often. Or when a friend calls you or any of your friends call your family or anything like that and you keep pressing decline, that's a way to note that you have probably entered a burnout phase. So when we start feeling burned out, what that really means is that our personal life and our work life are out of balance. And because it's out of balance, we're not able to function how we should be functioning as a healthy human being. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You have to have this self-awareness that something feels off. No matter how many hours of sleep you get, you still feel tired. And also these little things where you notice where you ignore certain situations till a lot later. But one of the other ways how you can capture to see what's going on in a trend that it's emotionally affecting you is through journaling. So you can do your like Dear Diary, you can do your journaling, but I recommend doing it at least once a week. And then reading your previous passages, because the reason for that is that you'll start seeing trends. You'll pick up similarities throughout it. So you kind of have an idea what's going on deep down inside that you didn't have the time to look at. And it's really hard to like analyze what's going on in your head unless you put it on a piece of paper usually, or if you draw. So if you're not one of those people that likes to write, draw it out. But I do recommend journaling it every day so you have a good idea of where you're standing and how you're feeling as well. Now, a lot of you guys know that I do take breaks from my devices. I don't mean throw it on the ground, but what I'm talking about more is it's not a goop thing. I promise you it's not a goop thing, but take a break. What I mean is every week, take a break from social media, from your devices. Just take a break once a week. That could be 4 to 6 hours, 8 hours, the whole day, whatever it is, you have to do it. If you want to prevent burnout, make sure you have like that one day that's not all about InfoSec. And also it's a time for you to be able to take care of you, because no one's going to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself. I mean, they could bring you food, they could do all these things for you, but at the end of the day, whatever's happening in your head, they can't do anything for you, only you can. So take a break, take a day off. I literally, what I'll do is I will message all my loved ones, so like my family and friends, and I'll let them know, hey, guess what? I am going to be taking Sunday completely off. I'm going to be offline. Just I should let you know, in case of emergency, do this instead. Make sure you tell your loved ones this before you go offline, just in case so that you don't panic. So I really recommend this so you get back in touch with who you are and what you do, but also it helps prevent the burnout rate, because we're stuck at home working from home all the time. We don't really have a liberty to go out to a bar or go out to a restaurant or go to some hangouts with our friends and families, because it's just not safe right now. So it's really important for you to take that time off and do something else, something that's not InfoSec related. That means if you feel like painting, do some painting. Never painted before? So what? There's plenty of DIY videos on YouTube. Hey, you haven't learned how to give yourself a haircut? Well, guess what? You're gonna have to learn that anyway right now. So it's a really good time to learn more about what you can do for yourself, and also, you know, read a book. Just read a book. I know it's so hard to do, but just read a book. Also, you can do is write it down. So what I do is I have a to-do list, and I take this to-do list everywhere I go. Of course, in my own place, because I can't go anywhere. But the thing is, I take it everywhere I go, and I will write down anything that I need to do. And that could be a personal thing, that could be a work thing, it could be anything. Any task that's somehow connected with me, I will put it on this thing. And then I cross off every time I have it done. Now, of course, some of you guys are like, Chloe, I don't think my anxiety can handle it, because then I would be seeing this long list of things that I have to do and I'm failing in life. Well, I hate to tell this to you, but that's how you know when you've taken on too much. When I first started doing this activity, I would have about 5 pages full of to-do things. Now it's down to 1 page. It really does work because it helps you analyze that you've taken on too much. So having a to-do list, what that does, it will also help you sleep at night. For example, how many of you guys, when you like go lay down in bed, about to go to sleep, something comes through you and you're like, oh my God, I need to send that email. Oh, I need to do that project. Oh, why didn't I ever think about that? I should really get on that. Write it down. And the reason for that is it gives this amount of space in your head, so then you can get, you know, a better sleep, but also for you to just relax a little bit more. So by writing down, you have a better idea of what's going on, what you are assigned to, what tasks. So you are able to know what is really happening in your life. Okay, so this is one I have for all of you that are a manager that's watching this. If you are a manager, be a good manager. Because the thing is, you have to understand is that you may also be burning out your employees. So if you are an employer, a manager, or whatnot, what you need to do is be there for your employees more than ever before. just because you cannot see a physical situation happening, it doesn't mean that there's not something wrong. It's an invisible mark. There's an invisible mark when you're burned out, or if you're dealing with a lot of emotional stuff. And it's about time that, you know, companies start realizing that, because they didn't really notice anything. They don't care about mental health unless they can see like you have a broken limb. And the thing is that when your mental health is off, you are off, meaning you're not going to be able to do the best work that you possibly can do. So I really recommend you giving a mental health day once a month, meaning let your employees have a 3-day weekend. And the reason for that is so then they can be able to recharge their own batteries, but also it feels like you actually care about them. And last but not least, if you're starting to notice that there is a reduction in like a performance or whatnot, have one-on-ones with your employees. In other words, set up one-on-one calls that are like 15 minutes to 1 hour every week, and have that dialogue with them and be nurturing, be caring, because when you have an empowered employee, it's amazing the work that they can do. But it's also really good to check in with your employees because their well-being is important to you as well. Because the best managers out there are the ones that want to see their employees go beyond them. So we covered how to prevent burnout and what are the steps. Now remember, you could do those steps if you're already burned out or you're recovering from your burnout. We're going to talk about a little bit more in depth of what to do if you're already at that burnout state. First things first, I hate to tell you this, but you need to take time off. You're going to have that awkward conversation with your manager or in your team, letting them know you need time off. I recommend more than 3 days of work off. I don't like, for example, the weekends are great and everything, but that's not going to recharge you. If you're very severely burned out, you need more than 3 days off. I highly recommend doing a week if you can. That's how you recharge your batteries. You get back to normalcy again. But you need to take those 3 days off no matter what. And if you're like, but Chloe, what about my team? What about like if someone's missing from a team, someone else is going to take on the work? I hate to break it to you, but if you're burned out already, you already are behind in your work and you're already failing your team. So it's really important is to work with your team all together to find the perfect timing for you to take your 3 days off or beyond 3 days. Like I said, I recommend a whole week if you're already at that point of extreme burnout. It's really, really important for you to do that for yourself and also for your team members because breaches happen when we're burned out many of the times. Also, you're more likely to be a victim to phishing because let's be honest, if you're burned out, you're not really reading emails, you're not double checking who sent it to you and everything. You might actually click on that attachment or that link. You don't want to do that. So take the time off. It's really important. And once again, if you're a manager, do not cause any problems when they tell you, I need to take some time off. Support them. That's all I'm going to say. Now, the other thing to do is learn to say no. I know it's really hard to say no to things, but in reality, the reason you're burned out in the first place is because you are assigned to too many tasks. And this might be happening at work, your personal life, or whatnot. So it's important for you to learn how to delegate it and also to let someone know that, no, I don't have the energy to be able to do more work. So one of the things is if you're one of the top performers, you're going to be asked to do a lot more work than most of your peers. And because of that, you're going to get burned out a lot faster. And employers are really like relying on you, which is really uncomfortable for you because then you're just like, okay, well, I guess I got a lot of extra work and I can't let anyone down. But let me tell you something. Like I said before, if you're burned out, you're going to let everyone down. So it's important for you to take the time off and also to say, no, that's not part of my job. Or no, you know what? I can't take any more. You know, can we talk about how we can figure out how to do this thing some other time? So learn to say no. And I know it's really hard. And if you're someone who's underrepresented on your team, I hate to break this to you, but you're more likely to do more than 2 times the work than your peers. And because of that, you're going to face burnout a lot faster. So if you're a manager and there's someone who's underrepresented on your team, please note that the chances are that they're going to be burned out faster because of it. and show some real appreciation to them and love, because the reality of it is that those are usually underrepresented on security teams, or no matter what position you have, you want to be a perfectionist because you know that you're basically always on the line. If you make one little mistake, it can cost you your job. You can't take as many risks. So you will take any other job possible on top of your job to make sure that doesn't happen. So I just want to let you guys know about that. So especially out there, ladies, I'm sorry to tell you this, but chances are it's really, really hard to tell an employer no when you already have so many other hats on your head when it comes to jobs. But it's really important for you to be able to put your foot down and be like, no, I cannot do that. And if your employer is not there to help and like help guide you or give you less work, then it might be a good time to look elsewhere. Which leads me to my next mark. You need to learn to invest in yourself. By investing in yourself, you're able to realize, something is off. Clearly, you are burned out already, so your personal and work life is definitely off the charts. It's not even balanced. It's like this. You can't see it in the camera, but like this. Now, I want you to know is that it means that you're not investing in yourself, because you cannot take care of another person if you're not doing well yourself. So invest in yourself. It's really important. This might be that time where you make a T-chart, like this, like a T-chart. So on the T-chart, you'll have things you do outside of InfoSec, things that you do in InfoSec, and then go on it and write all the things that you love about those things and the things that you don't love about those things, and really realize what are the things that you're missing out on that you wish you did more time on, and then try to figure out how can I cut some of these projects out of the way so that I can make more time to do all this stuff that makes me happy. So it's really important to invest in yourself because you're the only one who's going to be able to do so. So if you're unhappy at your work and they're giving you too much work, or they're not respecting you or appreciating you, it's time to look elsewhere. And I know it's scary because during a pandemic with jobs and all of that, but the good news in InfoSec is there's a lot of jobs out there that need someone probably like you to join their team. So I recommend stay where you are, but start looking on the side. It's very important for you to take care of yourself. So main takeaways from this entire thing is when you feel overwhelmed, do a device detox. That means take a day off or whatnot to prevent it. When you feel overwhelmed, invest in yourself. Remember, you're not investing in yourself, and that's why you're feeling overwhelmed, because you're not taking care of you. When you feel overwhelmed, ask for help. That means have that good conversation with your manager. And if you are a manager yourself, be there for your employee more than ever before, because, oh my God, this year is terrible and we need each other more than ever. We need to rely on each other, and we need to learn how to have more empathy. When you feel overwhelmed, write it down. I mean, do your to-do list, do your journaling, and really get an idea of what's happening in your head and what's going on in your life. When you feel overwhelmed, take a break. Like I said, if you are already burned out, take more than 3 days off. 1 day is not going to do anything for you. 3 days will do something for you. And when I mean take a break, I also mean take time off from your devices and social media. Like, we shouldn't be spending so much time on social media. We should reduce that amount of time because we need to take care of ourselves. When you feel overwhelmed, put yourself first. Like I said, you cannot take care of anyone else unless you take care of you. And that's the hardest lesson that many of us go through in our life, because we want to be there for each other. But I hate to break it to you, when you're feeling exhausted, you're not going to be able to be there to cheer on another person sometimes. It's a little hard to be there. So take care of yourself so you can take care of others. When you feel overwhelmed, know you're not alone. I want you to know that you should not feel isolated here. Many of us have gone through burnout or in burnout, and just know it, you're not alone. There's many of us in the community that are in that situation. But the good news about our community is that we support each other. All you have to do is ask. So most importantly, always remember this. Ask the question, am I balancing my work and personal life? If not, now it's time to take the steps to fix it. And I hope you now know how to fix it and how to prevent it. And last but not least, you got this. burnout happens. I've gone through burnout on and off for a while and whatnot, but the thing to note is that having that self-awareness to know that you're already entering that phase or you're in that phase, the sooner the better, because the longer you keep pushing through a burnout, you are looking at more of anxiety and depression that can happen later on down the road. So it's really important to take care of yourself and start taking those steps. I just want to say thank you guys for existing. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions at all, feel free to DM me on Twitter at @ChloeMissDoggy. And I hope everyone is staying safe. But once again, thank you so much. And I really hope you're all okay out there. And please note, you are not alone in any of this. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And feel free to contact me anytime. All right, bye everyone.
Coming to our last speaker of the session, Mr. Sanjeev Multani. He is the lead InfoSec trainer and security analyst at Lucidius. He is also a very proficient speaker. Please welcome Mr. Sanjeev Multani. The screen is all yours.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Sorry to bother you on this Sunday and on this sunny afternoon over here. My name is Sanjeev Multani, and thanks for being here. Thanks for being on my talk over here. And first of all, namaste, vanakkam, sat sri akal, and like wherever you are, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, or whatever it is, whatever your time zone is. So my name is Sanjeev Multani again, and I'll be starting a talk today and bothering you a little bit with some of my cool tricks, you can say, and what I do and what other stuff I perform and all of the stuff in red teaming activities and all. So people say, like, I don't say it, I also say it oftentimes, but people say that I'm not a guy of presentations, I'm a guy of demonstrations. And yeah, so over here, like, I'm going to prove that thing only, that how I can be a guy of demonstration. But for that, I am having a little bit of presentation just for my intro and what other stuff I'm going to do. And I just need some few quick thoughts of you, and I'll be engaging you in a few quick activity which will be beneficial for you also. So I'm just sharing my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. My screen is shared. Can you see me right now? Guys, yeah, sure. Thanks. So I'm having a small kind of a presentation which will indulge you out. So first of all, thanks for being here again. And good afternoon, namaste, hola, ciao, assalamu alaikum, sat sri akal, and every single thing again. And like my name is Sanjeev Multani. Who am I? I'm a Indian, first of all, and a security analyst and a lead infosec trainer at Lucidius Corporation. I'm an infosec speaker. Basically, I'm been training people from last few years, you can say 4 or 5 years, and I've been into cybersecurity training modules in Lucidius and as a freelance again. And I'm been into kernel exploit, and buffer overflow is one of my key things which I do. And with that, right now I'm performing and leading red teaming activities. Like I'm performing red teaming activities in Lucidius right now. And what I do is like I'm into social engineering right now. So every talk of mine which I've been going through last couple of years have been more into buffer overflows because people only call me for buffer overflows. So please come out and talk about few things about buffer overflow, what is buffer overflow and all of that stuff. But today I especially called Arjun and the people who are from OWASP Chandigarh, and I told them, please, I don't want to speak on buffer overflow because I also want to share other things again. So today I'll be speaking out on social engineering and red teaming tactics and how we can use social engineering things and red teaming tactics over there. So first of all, like I'll be engaging you in a few quick activity. And see, I'll not be making you bored with a presentation kind of a feel, but still. So I need few quick answers. What do you think? What is this? Like any quick answer. What do you think? What is this? And what it can be actually? Anything like zero and etc. Like binary. Okay, and people will be like the people who are into cybersecurity, it can be a 0 day basically. Yeah, it can be a 0 day. 0 day is basically an attack, which is the most lethal because it never came public. So okay, so if I make zero like this, can you tell me what is this? It's not an Audi symbol, by the way, but can you tell me what is this? Four zeros, four binaries, false positives, anything like that? Okay, can you tell me what is this? Any idea? Six zeros, anything like that? Six zeros and six false positives or something. If I say what is this, these are again some zeros, bunch of zeros and all of this stuff. So let me break the loop over here. If I say this is this, and you'll be like, what is these? How many zeros are there? 333, 9. 9 zeros with 1 4. So what is this? What is this number? This is actually 14 billion, BILLION. And if you tell me, can you guess like what is this? Like what are these number and what does it do actually? What is the relevance of this number? So the relevancy of this number is actually is these are the number of attacks which has been performed in last 10 years, and from 2009 to 2019 basically, and 2020 also. Yeah, and because 2020 is more drastic, you can say. And when you talk about this number, these hacks have been happening of multiple reasons, multiple things, multiple common stuff. And by these hacks again, and you can even see that like what are these hacks and by the hacks are these happening and all those stuff. So when I talk about this hack over here, this is one of the like great websites which I've seen in my lifespan. And when I talk about this website, it is having a registered thing for every beautiful hack which have been a breach, you can say, which have been happened. And like you can also select more than 30,000 records and all. So over here, yeah. So there are some, like for example, you click on any link, Marriott Hotel got leaked in year 2020 again over here, and you get a relevant news for that again. And you can go for Roll20, and you can go for Canva, Chatbox. I can't find TikTok over here. Sorry for the TikTokers, rip TikToker, but still. So like I am having multiple Facebook Indian citizens. Indian citizens is a domain, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so the MongoDB database have been attacked over here, and 275 million records have been exposed for obviously for Indian users. So when I talk about this is basically insecurity, or you can say insecure configurations which people follow up in their brain. So when I talk about these hacks, what is the biggest thing which can happen due to these hacks? Like थोड़े बहुत ही तो hack हैं. What is the maximum thing which can happen due to these hacks? Is that a few hacks? Come on, man. Can you see? You can see, I guess. So there are just few hacks, and it's just like you can say, there are just few hacks over here. So what can happen due to these few hacks? What is the major thing which can happen? So if you ask me, I'll give you a relevant answer. So due to these hacks, basically, people and companies are going through this much amount of numbers of losses every year, and this is only of a record of US citizens and US embassies. So when I talk about this part again, this is $400 billion, and $400 billion has been losing by companies basically day and night and every year, especially in United States of America, because dollars are worthy enough, and people are also having some links for the same thing. Like you can go through these links and you can figure out that okay, what is actually happening and all those stuff. So as I said before, okay, so this was just my presentation over here, and as I said before, like I'll not be making you bored with my presentation skills, but this is again an example like why still people say that why we need cybersecurity. So let me help you. I guess you know about big fours, like one of the big four is KPMG and EY, and there's one of the big four more over here, that is Deloitte. So Deloitte got hacked in 2017 due to their CFO clicked on an open VPN link and over there, and they were connected with the company's VPN. And just clicking on the link by the social engineering practice, Deloitte got hacked, and it got hacked with the reputed data of their combined and collaborated companies, and those companies were also government organizations. So this can lead you to a bigger attack, and this can lead you to a like this can hit you in a massive scale, and people which can never even imagine. And Deloitte hit by this attack, and that was very massive again. So yeah. So when we talk about information security awareness, we'll be going through and we'll be like understanding that why we are not going through these attacks, and how we can mitigate these attacks over here. So that was my presentation over here, and I'll be starting with few of the skills and few of the attacks over here, which will be helping you everyone out. And in that case, and I guess most of the people heard about phishing. Most of the people heard about that you get a link, you click on the link, and you enter some email ID passwords or something like that, and your account got hacked or something like that. Or you click on a link which is having a ad that please hack iPhone 11 or something like that. And when you please like you can have iPhone 11 for free or something like that. Once you click on the link over here, your device got hacked or your bank account got stolen some money out by some CSRF token or something like that. So let's understand how this thing happens and why. What is the mistake over here? You're just clicking on an ad. Come on, man. Like we people click on ad. I don't, but you people click on ads. If I'm not wrong, but when you click on the ad, what terrible thing which can happen through an ad? It's just an ad, man. Come on. So what massive it can do? So there is a very it's one of my favorite catchy lines in cybersecurity, which I always say that uh, humans are the most stupid thing in cybersecurity, and human stupidity can't be patched. Even like no one can be patched out, and even your devices are smart. Like if you talk about your phones are smart. Your phone is smart, smarter than you. I'm not kidding. Smarter than you in what sense? Like, do you even know 90% of your configurations of your mobile phone? I guess you don't. But when you talk about this part, your phone is smarter than you. But are you smarter than the phone? Even 50% of them? But again, like, are you smarter? You are not. So when I want to hack people, we don't target people. We don't target their phones. Actually, we don't target their assets or endpoints first. What we do is we target the people first, because it's again the three-way process in VAPT: people, process, technology. But when you talk about people, why the people came in the first place? Why it's not technology process people? Why it is people process technology? You know why? Because people are the first thing which can be hacked very easily, and this is the first case which can be performed. So when I talk about this part again, I'll be starting with few of the hacks, and I'll be starting with, I'm just stopping my sharing again over here. Okay, so I guess you can see me right now. And when we talk about again this part, so when we talk about people, how people can be hacked in an easy way, and what people can perform, and what can be massive breach of what can be a massive hack which can be performed when we attack people again. So I'll be starting with first of all, and what we do. So when you talk about our activity in VAPT, that is known as red teaming. Red teaming is something like we go to our organization, and this is what I'm been doing from last few years basically. So what we do is, for example, an organization, ABC organization, or you can say, for example, uh, I just give you an example. It's just an example again. So for example, NASA invited us for a security audit. Okay, so there is a security, like you can say, department in NASA, which is inviting us and which is telling us to please come over here and you can find out some loopholes or some vulnerabilities on people part and then let us know. So what we can do over here is we go to NASA as a individual aspects and we malframe this and we create a, like you can say, a fake identity, and we go to NASA as a customer, or you can say as a third party person. So for example, the particular IT security team of NASA knows that, and nobody knows beside them. So, for example, what is actually happening is we go to NASA, and like I go over there and I told them, see, I'm a like you can say internet broadband provider, and you are using our internet broadband, and you're facing some problem, and we are here to fix that. So why we are doing this thing again? So we are doing these sort of stuff again just to get access of your organization physically more and not virtually, basically. So when you talk about this part again, going physically again can be a risk because people over there are having tasers, and I guess you know tasers. Even I am having one over here, and taser is just an electric shock machine. Once you put that, bees, something like that. So when you talk about this part again, what are the stuff we can do beside going physically over there? So there is one of the attack which is known as pretext calling, and it is known as phishing. I'll come to the phishing part later, but I'll be going through social engineering activities more, and I'll be explaining first that what the stuff which can happen. So when you talk about the phishing part, what actually can be performed by phishing? So phishing is something when you call someone and you tell them, see, for example, this is the particular, I'm the customer of your organization and I'm having this problem, and I call someone and make them voice elicitation. For example, I lure them with my calls, with my voices, and then what further I performed over there is like I make them click on a link, I make them click on some stuff, and I make them stealing some data. I make them believe that I'm a genuine person, and then I steal some data. But again, like the Jamtada case, yeah. So Jamtada case is the same thing on Netflix, which happened, and people call. But those things are foolish thing, man. I'm not talking about that. Do you think I'll be calling to a person and I'll be saying, "Hello, I'm calling from SBI, आपका card बंद हो गया," or something like that, and please आपका card आपको activate करना, तो आप अपने CV पे बताइए और card number बताइए. Again, you people are smart enough for that. So I'll not be making fool of you. But what if you get a call from someone which is known to you, and what if you got a call from someone which is of someone of which number have been already saved in your contact book or something like that? And what if I call you from your number itself? This can be possible. Like, can we do that thing? For example, if I call you and say that sir, आपका SBI का account बंद हो गया and these are the stuff, तो please आप अपना card number बताइए. Will you do that? Never, man. हम इतने smart हैं. But if I, for example, if I from your organization, I get the phone number of your particular, like you can say, like finance account things, finance account people, and I got their number, and then I call you out that आप अपना card number बता दो या आप अपना account number बता दो, so that I have to credit the bonus into your account. Then you will do that? Obviously, yes, you will do that. So for that, I'll be showing my first attack, and this first attack is known as phone spoofing for phishing part, basically. And what I'll be doing is I'll be doing some quick lazy thing, and I just have to install a particular like I'll just to run a particular software which I'm having in my account, and I can call from any number to any number, basically. So either we can perform this live right now, and this is the best part of being live. So what we can do is either you people can give me your number which you are having right now, and I can call you with your number, and or I can call myself with your number itself, or I can call multiple people at the same time with you. So if you can give me any of your numbers, I can call myself and I can see like whether I'm having a call or not, or any numbers. I'm seeing the chat over here. So any number you people are having. So I just run my tool over here till then and make it configured. Yeah, so I'm good to go. Just a 2 minute stuff. So I can have any number. The people who are on the call right now, Arjun, Yash, if you want to give your numbers too, I'll not mind calling you from your number to your ex-girlfriend or anyone. I'll not mind that. Sorry, can you please repeat? Hello.
Yeah. I've already given the number. More of the people are giving.
Okay.
I guess they are. So I've just.
Okay. So you're just a bit afraid, so that I should not call a girlfriend or something like that. So I'm not doing it. Yes, don't worry. And so if you're asking for the tool name, I'll let you know the part of the tool. Just give me your number. I'm just seeing the comment section over here, and let me know. Like, I'll call you out right away from your number to you, or just give me your number, any number. 911. Sorry, no 911 over here. Anything else? No 100, no 911. Just give me your number, man. Just give me any random number, any random number, any random number of your from your contacts or anything, any number. I'm just seeing the particular message section over here. I can't see any number yet. Are you guys? Okay, so I got a number 000000000. I just try it out. It's just a random number, and okay. So just give me a sec so that I can just put this number over here. The number is 0000000000. I'm just trying it out again, man. But I don't know whether it will work or not. But I'm just trying it out. So and yeah, so I want to call multiple people. First, I want to test it out in my mobile number first, so that whether I can check whether it's working or not. So here's my mobile phone. I guess people can see, and I just call me out. Let me check whether I'm having any call or not. And okay, so it's showing this 0000 number is invalid because it's really invalid. If you can give me any other number, it will be helpful. Any other number. Any number.
More of the people are giving.
Okay. Any mobile number.
So I've just.
Okay. So you're just a bit afraid, so that I should not call a girlfriend or something like that. Okay. So what I'll do is, Arjun, should I show your number over here? Yeah. Give me any random number. Give me any random number, please. I'll call you out right away from your number to you, or just give me your number. Any number. Any number, man. Australian number, any mobile number over here. Okay, so let me who's the Shinchan guy? Okay, so let me share any random number for with us. So our number is something like, I'm just creating a random number, 9897133713. 9897133713. It's just a random number. I just get into mind. 1337 is a hacker's lead port which people use for hacking, and 9897, earlier numbers from Airtel used to come from this category. So I just take this number, and this number is 9897133713, and I call me back, I call me out again. So once I do that, I got a call. So you see the number over here, which I'm showing on the screen, and this number is 9817. Now, can you see that? Now I can call you also from. Okay, so I just got the call. Now what I can do is, I guess I have to show my screen to you for the particular stuff. So just give me a sec again. So I guess you heard about a magician known as Dynamo, and Dynamo did a very massive trick basically, which he worked on, and that trick was that he was on Times Square. I guess you know Times Square in New York City, and on Times Square he called around 100 people from the same number at the same time. So I'm not Dynamo again, but what if I do the same thing? Will you call me a Dynamo, little Dynamo, minimum Dynamo, or something like that? So I can see that, like you can say dynamo call trick times square. Once you do that, you'll have the particular video of that, and you can see the video. Like dynamo makes people link on the same time from the same number. I can call 100 people from one number at the same time, and I can call, like I can talk anything from you. I can even talk like I can even have a chat with you and anything. So give me a number, and I'll show you out how to do that. Give me a number. I'm seeing the message section over here again, and man, come on, I can see a number over here. So okay, so I'm taking. So there's a guy. Yeah, tell me. Sure. So we are back again. So I'm having one of my friend over here, Anmol, and Anmol is being connected with this guy from a long time. He's very like advanced into bug bounty hunting and all other things. So massive shout out to you. And Anmol, like if you can give me your number, or I can call you from my. Yeah.
Having mine. Sir.
Okay. So I'm already having your number, and yeah, sure.
I'm having
so
my phone with me.
Okay. So what I can do is,
then I will show you.
Sure. So what I can do is, can you please confirm last 4 digits of your number, 7573?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So I have to stop my screen sharing because then I'll be exposed a little bit, you can say. So just for a sec, yeah, so my screen sharing is paused, and I just call Anmol from his number itself. Just give me a sec. Okay. So the number I'm having is blah 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 7573. So this is the number, and I just copy the number again. So his number is Anmol. Can I show your number to everyone? Like if you don't mind, you will have some girlfriends.
Definitely, sir. You can. It's
sure.
Fine.
So let me put in my screen again. So this is Anmol's number which I'm having, and the number says over here is this. You can see the number, I guess. I know the screen is upside down, but still. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm calling Anmol from his number, and I can call some other random guy from his number. So for doing that, like I am just placing a call to Anmol, and Anmol, let me know once you get the call.
Sure, sir.
Okay, it's ringing.
Yeah, I got the call from my own number. It is 735113753.
My idea number or something like that. Okay, so let me do one more thing. Let me make this a quick, like, okay, so let me just show you the tool, because with the tool you cannot do anything. But a tool is just the magic is just because of a script basically which I'm using. So you cannot do anything. It can be of no harm for the tool part. So the tool which I'm using over here is Zoiper, and it's just I'm using some SIP and other stuff. So let me perform one quick few tricks which I'm using, and I'm calling Anmol and I'm calling myself from his number right away. So I don't want to expose my number, but okay, it's fine. So I'm calling Anmol right now. Further, I'm calling further. I'm calling myself for the same
I got
number.
the call.
Kaat mat. Just be there. I guess you can see. Okay. Thanks Anmol for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And this was it. I'm just stopping the share part again. Okay, so I can call many people at the same time also again. Like if you want me to believe it, you can give any number over here and any number, and I'll call you also at the same time. So this was the first part that is known as wishing. Now with the wishing part, what a person can perform. For example, you got a call from your CEO of your company, or you got a call from your boss, or something like that. Or for example, you work in a MNC and you have a managing director over here and who is leading the complete branch. And obviously, in the MNC's part, people never meet the managing directors because they are very busy and they are, they have the reputation in that way. So, for example, you got a call from your managing director, and you are having the number saved or not, and it will be showing in Truecaller again. And once you do that, once you get a call, will you what you will do? You will say yes sir, or you will say Haji kaun bol raha hai? You will say yes sir. Yeah, tell me what I have to do now. So when I talk about this part again, I can make clear a person into that way. And now what more I can do? So for red teaming tactics, we got 30 seconds to 60 seconds to make convince a person that, see, I'm talking from a legal source. I'm a legal person. I'm a genuine person, and I want you to click on this particular link. So how I can make a person click on a link? Like for example, we people for hacking, people use ng-rock links, or these are the 3 links which we can use, and there are multiple links. So what more I can do in that case? So for that part, if you get a mail from your own HR department that, for example, you are getting fired, if you don't want to get fired, please click on the link and write the reason below, or something like that. Will you do that? Obviously, you will do that. But it will only happens when once you get a particular, you can say, mail from a genuine source. So can I send you a mail from your own email? Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. So the next part is spear phishing. The spear phishing is a word which is coming from email hacking and email phishing part again. So for that, I'm using a particular website over here, and I'll not be showing you the website. I'm so sorry, because I remember I used to use this website when I was in my college times, and like I used to mail from HODs to my particular mail that my leave has been granted for 5 or 6 days, and I can go anywhere or something like that, and message to the gatekeeper. So I guess you can understand what we can do. And so I'm just performing some few of the stuff, and so that, just give me a sec so that I can do that. Okay, so here is my email, and I share my screen back again. So here's my screen, and good to go. And here's my mail ID. Don't share those mails. Bad habit. Okay. So what I do next is I use a particular tool. This tool is somehow known as, there's a name of the tool. I can share the name of the tool also, but it again depends on you that how you use that. This tool is known as the Alchemist. So I'm using this tool over here, and I'm writing some few things back again. Just give me a sec so that I can, yeah. Okay, so I share my screen back again with you guys. And okay, so this is the Alchemist which I'm using over here. And I just choose a name. So it's asking me from name, from which name you want to send a particular email ID. Now that guy should be very close to you. For example, any one of your sibling. So I'm choosing my sibling, my brother Gaurav, and this is his name, Gaurav Multani. And his email ID is Gaurav Multani1. Please don't mess with him in that case. He's not a I am. Mess with me, please. So the next part is I just choose a mail ID. So this is the mail ID which is my mail ID. Please mail me out for any kind of queries or anything, or reach me out on LinkedIn, Instagram, or any source you are having. So this is my mail ID, sanjeev.multani@ucstech.com. Now this the subject which I want to like get over here is urgent, for example, and I just write a particular mail or something. So yeah, so urgent property deal, property deed. That would be the best, you can say, source of mail which a brother will read. So I just write a message, hi brother, hope you're doing good. I'm so sorry for the fights we always have. And I guess you already that know that how much I love you. You will never say this. Okay. The next part is, so just for proving that, I'm giving all of my property, which dad gave me to you, and make you the owner of that. Best thing which can happen. Okay, so this is the mail which I want to send, and I just click on send again. It's just a normal part. So once I click on send, you will see that it is showing me the email has been sent successfully to sanjeev.m@com. I don't know whether the mail I've been receiving or not. So I just close this particular link out. Once I close this out, let me open my mail back again, and let me just refresh it out. So let me just open it out again, and I'm just checking out whether I'm having a mail from him or not. So once I do that, sometimes it takes time. So that is check. Please don't read my mails. Sorry for the internet issue. Okay, so I got a mail. I guess you can see, hi brother, hope you're doing good. Blah 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 blah. Urgent property deed. Now I got a mail from a guy. That is my brother, Gaurav Multani again. If you click over here, like if you click on his name or something, you will better see that it is also having a picture, like a real picture which you are having, and you will see that this picture belongs to my brother. So this will take some time. I'm so sorry for the internet issues I'm facing, sir. I guess it's my battery issue. So I'll just click on the mail. It will be a better option. And if you notice something, it directly comes into my inbox, not in my spam folder or something. Why is that? Because I'm using a legal name with a legal email ID. Now, if you do the same thing with my professional email ID, it will not work. Why it will not work? Because we are having some spam filters. We are having multiple spam things, which usually tells us that okay, this can be from a invalid source and this can be from a valid source or something like that. So if even if you see that, this is the mail which I got from him. Hi, brother. Hope you're doing good. Blah blah blah. Again, and sorry for the fights we already have. And it directly comes to my particular mail ID. Sometimes it's showing me that it's coming from, and yeah, you can see our image now. So I guess you people can see it's just because of an internet issue. But now you can see that there is an image attached to it. So once you see that, most of the time, what actually happens is once you get a mail that you are getting fired or something from your HR, do you call your HR ke Haji, apne bheja ye? Yeah, like are you the same person who sent me the mail? Or what you will do? You will read the title of the mail and you will start applying people. And people are like fool. You cannot imagine how easy to fool people into IT or cybersecurity domain. So this is one of a thing which we people have. So just give me 1 sec. I just set my machine out again. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back again. Sorry for making you wait. Now, the next part. So after this thing can be happen to anyone again. Like you can have a mail from anyone, and you can have a mail something like this, that you're having a mail that please do this or something like that. And you can see even the context. It looks legit, man. It really looks legit. So you can have any kind of mail from this, and you can send a mail to any person like that. The next part we people are having right now is phishing part again, and phishing is the most used technique which we people use for multiple kind of things. So for phishing part again, like I'm showing you a particular kind of a tool that is known as Social Fish. It's one of my old tool which I use, and this tool is basically I use for doing some quick quirky things, you can say, and that kind of things which you should not do, and that kind of things can be very effective to hack a particular person. So I am just connecting my different laptop. Please urgently make it join over here. I'm just sending a request. Yeah, so I guess I'm connected. And I'm just this. Okay, so I'm good to go. And now I'll be showing my different kind of attack. So this is my Kali machine right now, and we people use multiple machines. I'm just going back to a snapshot which I'm having multiple snapshots again. So this is one of my snapshots which I'm using. And this kind of phishing attack is something which people are getting into false positive alarms, and people are getting these alarms so that people can get hacked or something like that. So you people have seen multiple hacks, like you people are having iPhone in 1500 rupees or 2000 rupees. Who will give you iPhone in 1500 rupees? No one will give you that. So I'm just showing you what actually can happen from a phishing attack. What biggest thing can happen from a phishing attack? Just a sec. Yeah, my bad. I thought I'm presenting it. Yeah. I guess you can see my screen now. So this is my Kali machine again, and I just go back to my snapshot. I'm having multiple snapshots again. So this is my machine, and over here I'm having a tool. This tool over here is known as Social Fish. And you can see the Social Fish tool. So I just do CD Social Fish and just my internet connection. Just a sec. Okay. Okay, good to go. So now what I start is I start the Social Fish tool. Once you see that, you have a particular Python file that is known as socialfish.py, and I just run it out Python, and it works for Python 3. So Python 3 socialfish.py. Once you run it out, the first thing it tells you over here is that this is Social Fish by Brazilian hackers, and do you agree to use this tool for education purpose only? So do you agree to use this tool for education purpose only? If yes, like me, then press yes. And if no, like me again, so then you will be having an error, you're not authorized. So anyhow, you have to press yes. So you just press yes. Now they're saying that do you want to receive credentials by email? If you say yes, that yes, I want to receive credentials by email, what actually will happen is they will ask your email ID and password. So I don't prefer giving your email ID and password to Brazilian hackers to hack other people. Will be a good thing. So I just say if you say yes again, I just enter anything. I'm just showing you out what can happen. So you just enter, and they're asking for the password. So what you have to do is you just have to say no, I don't want to like get credentials by email or something. Now you are having two options over here. That is one for social media, S for social media, and second is others. You just press S social media, you are having these kind of options. It's just giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, just like Hindi ke liye ek dabaye. For English, press 2, and something like that. So you are having these particular options over here. You just have to choose one of the options from there. So we choose like what do you want to choose? Let's choose something which is connecting every single thing from every social media. That is Google. Yeah, your Gmail account. If I get your Gmail account, I get your bank details. I get your bank account. And this is the biggest mistake you people do. You connect all of your accounts from one Gmail account. So I got your bank account. I got your Facebook, social media, anything, like every single thing which is connected with that Gmail account. Once I do that, it's asking me insert a custom redirect URL. So let's understand what will happen. Let me share my screen back. Sure. So what actually will happen is once you do that, once you get a particular link, you will have a page which will be looking like the real Gmail exactly. Once you enter the email ID and password, it will go to a different page. That page will be legit, but the first page you are having, which is looking like Gmail, is a fake page again. So what do you like? Where do you want to go from after Gmail? Like it depends on the hackers again. It depends on attackers. Attackers methodology. Like what actually they want to do. So what actually I want to do is, for example, I give a like people are craving for Domino's pizzas right now in this like you can say meantime, and like I'll be giving you free Domino's pizza to everyone who's watching my stream right now. So what I do is I just write www.domino's.com, something like that. So once I do that, I just hit enter. And okay, so misuse of this tool over here is as a crime. Responsibility is only yours, not me. And it gives me a tool over here. Can you see? It gives me a link over here. This is ng-rock URL or something. I just copy it out, just making it much like you can say legit or something. I can go to some shortened URL website like tiny.cc or something. Once I go over there, I can or bit URL or bitly or anything you are having. I just paste the URL over there and I just enter Domino's, for example, 90% off. Once I do that, I just click on shorten. Oh my bad. Domino's का OS आ गया. ठीक है. So I'm just having this particular link. Once I have this link, this is the particular link which I'm having. If you see this is looking it's looking like a proper perfect link. If I go to Sublime Text or something, yeah. So this is looking like a perfect link. Domino's 90% off. You get this link on, for example, Facebook or somewhere. What will actually happen is once you go over here and once you go to this Domino's 90% off, I'm just making this to look legit, to look more legit. You have one all for Google and you are having a particular page. Like besides the particular URL, and if you notice that the URL is also having HTTPS. See, connection secure. So people who say that if you are having HTTP, then you can be hacked. This is not true again. It depends on hacker, how rich the hacker is. So when you have this page, can you tell me that whether this page looks like a false page, illegal page, or it looks like the real page? It looks like the real page, man. Can you see that? So once you have over here, you just enter the email ID. My email ID is sanjeev.m@lucidiustech.com, and I want pizzas, and my password is this. Once I do that, I just hit sign in, and once I do that, so I'm having this particular link again. If you can see this link, I'm again showing you out again. So you just go to this tiny CC Domino's 90% off or something. You got the particular page looking like Domino's. I just enter the email ID, my password. Password is something like this. And once I enter my password, I just click on sign in. Once I do the sign in part again, where do I go? I go to dominoes.com. Can you see that? Dominoes.co.in. And you know why it actually happened? This thing actually happened just because over there I write dominoes.com or something. Like if you can see carefully enough, you will see this sign in button over here. This will take me to, it is not showing over here. It's very small, but it shows you the hover part of the left side that it is taking to the dominoes.com. Now you are having dominoes.com, you will see, okay, yeah, I got 90% off in Domino's. Yay, let's order or something like that. So I just go to, like, I live in Kalkaji, for example. So I just go to Kalkaji and I just like have some pizzas and have some fun, something like that. But what actually happened is you got fooled. By whom? The particular Google account link or something. So whatever you have entered, every kind of password you can see which is coming over here is like this. And you are having the particular, and someone enter like Lamao what from Mumbai and it's showing me Ghaziabad. I'm being showing from the Ghaziabad location, and this is the email IDs and password which I'm being entering. So if you can see that, and it's a legit email link. Right now, if you open this particular link, this link can be opened anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and you enter again. My bad. So if you copy it again and if you enter it again, you have the particular link. But if from here, if I just do Control C or something and I stop the Google like social fish part, I can see that this particular link which I was entering. No, not again. Okay. Now, if I see again, this particular link which was like entering, which is showing me no tunnel found. So this is the best part of anonymity. Once you do Control C, your link has been vanished and no one can trace you back again. So this is the part. So when you talk about this username passwords, where are those username passwords again? So once you do ls again, you can see there's a folder known as logs over here. Once I go to logs again, so I'm having a Google something.txt. Now you can see that once I do cat Google something.txt, I'm having every single password. So this is the part what we can do. Now this is for social media websites or something. What we people do is for doing all of the stuff, for doing all of these things. Am I good to go now? Okay, guys, so sorry for the issue. I guess you understand the part which I want to show you on. So this is one of the things which can be happened with by a phishing part. Now, we people don't do this thing, man. We people don't send organization these kind of links, please enter email ID and password or something. But what we people do is we make them click on the particular link, and then from that, we take their metapedal session. So metapedal session, I'm having an audio from your side, Arjun. I'm having a noise from your side. Okay, so from that metapedal session, what people can do is they can take the control of the complete PC. So that's it from my side. I hope you like the session. Sanjeev Multani over here. And coming back to the presentation, I'm just again sharing my screen. Just give me a sec. Okay. So coming back to the presentation, I just want to ask you the last one question from your side. And this is the last question as well. So just a sec, it's getting loaded. Yeah, I'm good to go. So the next part over here is social engineering. I guess you understand. So the last question which I'm having from you people is, what do you think about this guy who is working in this area or this desk or something like that? What do you actually think? Like whether this guy is hardworking, something like that, or he works really hard to get the things done? Actually, no, not right now. So this guy is actually a hacker-friendly guy. If you see, there are some sticky notes which is having some passwords. They are having unretained files which is having sensitive information, and this get disclosed. So the better thing is you should not do this kind of stuff, and you should not leak your sensitive information online or something. So that's it from social engineering, and yeah. So this is from my side. Thank you so much, Sanjeev Multani. What do you think about this guy who is working in this area or this desk? Arjun, I'm done with the slide.
Now, coming to people without whom this event would not have been possible. The heart and soul of a OWASP community, its team. Kudos to every team member who worked tirelessly day and night into making this event a success. I'd also like to thank our OWASP leader, Arjun, for his continuous effort, and I would request him to say a few words.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to some people in making this meetup a fruitful one. Thank you, Mr. Shankara Subramanian, Ms. Chloe Misdagi, Mr. Sanjeev Multani, for taking out time from your busy schedules and enlightening our minds with wonderful talks. And thank you all once again. I hope we work together to achieve this community's endeavors.